Greetings and salutations, everyone. Has the metaphorical shit ever hit the fan today? Nostalrius, arguably one of the most popular private servers of all time, got a cease and desist letter from Blizzard Activision on April 5th. People are pissed, to say the least. So I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about why this is happening, how this all came about, and maybe provide some insight to those of you who follow me, but maybe haven't tried one of the almost unlimited number of private servers out on the market today. Nostalrius was launched in early 2015 after 5 years of very hard work from 16 very dedicated developers. The aim of Nostalrius was to provide as close as possible to the pure experience that players had back in vanilla retail. This meant no donations for gold or gear, no instant 60 access, and that same grindy leveling speed we all saw back then. The server became a massive success, and by the time I did my review in May of last year, was boasting over 5,000 players on just about any hour of the day. The server continued to grow, and by April of 2016 boasted over 10,000 players spread over both a PvE and a PvP server, 150,000 active players, and 800,000 registered accounts. With rumors of a possible Burning Crusade server in the works, and the fact that you would be able to mirror your vanilla account over, the potential grew like wildfire. On April 5th, 2016, Blizzard sent a cease and desist letter to the Nostalrius development team, ordering the server to immediately be shut down or face further legal action. Now, look, Blizzard is a company, and they have every right to protect their product. The reality of it is that 150,000 subscribers that Nostalrius had is equal to about $2.2 million in lost revenue each month. And that's no small chunk of change. But the bigger question that isn't being asked is why? Why would people prefer to play on a 10-year-old game with outdated mechanics, poor class optimization, insufficient quests, and outdated graphics? Is it because people are cheap and it's free? Are we all just closet nostalgists? Are we delusional? Well, possibly yes. Those are all valid reasons for the approximately 1 million players who play on private servers. But it's also possible that the current game just simply isn't giving us what we are asking for. If you've been paying any attention to the background video, I want you to look at the social aspect. The guild chatter, world chat, people socializing. This is something that's been really stripped out of the current game. This is what we're begging to come back. The social aspect. The reward factor of getting an upgrade, the simplistic yet challenging experience, the exclusivity of being better than someone else because you put in more work than they did. People have been begging for this to come back to the game. Unfortunately, every time it is brought up, Blizzard seems to kindly remind us, hey, you don't remember what it was like. You don't remember having to wait 30 minutes for a tank for a heroic dungeon. You don't remember what it was like playing with all those elitist jerks, or bad players. And the answer I have to give in response is no, I actually don't. Because I did that stuff with my guild. I often tanked stuff I didn't need, just so that my guild members didn't have to run pugs. I grouped with my friends, and the elitist attitude was nothing compared to what it is today because people had reputations. If you were a total jerk, people would simply refuse to run with you. If you ninja'd, people would simply refuse to guild with you, and if you were a bad player, I would work with you, but if you refused to listen or simply wouldn't try to self-improve, you just got kicked. It's as simple as that. The attitude from the retail community has been equally frustrating, and if you watched my recent Why Legion Won't Save WoW video and read through the comments, you can see hundreds of if you don't like it, just don't play responses. So we don't. We quit. Simple as that. We moved on. The backlash from this has been pretty substantial, and taking a quick look at the World of Warcraft forums, Facebook page, and even Reddit, you can see the anger and frustration from a growing group of people that feel like their voice isn't being heard. People like me literally exist because of this reason. What is really funny to me though is that Blizzard just doesn't seem to get it. This is a monster they have created. This is what happens when you create a game that is meant to be played for 10 hours a week. And when people complain about it, you tell them, well, maybe you should play less. Ironically, a lot of the people playing do play both. They're just out of meaningful stuff to do. Not everyone likes mount farming. Not everyone cares about achievement points, or pet battles, or garrison dailies. So this has done nothing but drive even more people away from retail. And doesn't anyone else here find it suspicious that this only happens so close to Legion and the movie launching? I mean, Twitch has been shutting down the streamers for the better part of a year, so it isn't like Blizzard hasn't known about it. The most ironical twist, though, is it has accomplished nothing. In the last 72 hours, both my Chronos WoW review and my How to Connect to Chronos WoW guide have doubled their view count, and the population on these servers has easily doubled or even tripled. In fact, the footage you are watching right now was taken from Chronos, and since they wisely moved their server to Sweden, Blizzard is going to have one hell of a time shutting them down. So what needs to be done then? I have every intention of making a how to fix World of Warcraft video. You guys can probably expect that in the next few weeks or so. So I'm not going to touch on that too much today. Simply put though, there are 3 options for this game. You can start listening to your critics instead of suppressing them. Ask people like myself, Dodgykebaab, MrGamemasterreviews, the people who do reviews of these private servers, why they are so popular. Try to integrate that back into the game. You could create a competing MMO with yourself, essentially running 2 games. Give people that want that old style of game back the option to migrate over to the new MMO, and those who prefer the casual aspect to stay in WoW. Or you could launch legacy servers. Legacy servers are pretty risky though, which is why I think Blizzard has avoided them. Logistically, they would be an absolute nightmare with so many unanswered questions. Would you make people level again, or would you just start them out at 60, 70, 80, etc.? What about the gold farming for time tokens? Is that a trend you would continue? How would you make them sellable on all legacy servers? Or would it just be the current retail version? Who's going to pay 30,000 gold on a vanilla server? How would you get 30,000 gold? Would you redo the graphics? Would it hurt expansion sales? How many people would play on them anyway? What would it cost me to maintain those servers? Would you add new content? What about heirlooms? You get what I'm saying? I think the answer to legacy servers is not yet, but maybe once they stop making expansions. I simply think the best solution is to listen to your critics. Try to fix the problem the game is having. Try to compromise on solutions that can bring those players back to the game. Are you listening, Blizzard? Your community is speaking. You can't keep ham-fisting content down our throats and telling us to like it. So what can people do to help? Sign the Nostalrius Petition if you already have it. If you feel the same way that I do, let me represent you. Reach out to MrGamemasterreview or Chris Metzen on Twitter or email them and tell them that you would like them to reach out to me. Reference my YouTube channel, my Twitter, or my Facebook. That would be a great first step, and I will put all that information down in the info section of this video. If you started in Wrath or later, you really owe it to yourself to see what vanilla was like. Give Chronos a shot, see what it has to offer. It's free, safe, and easy to download. The risk of your retail account getting banned is basically non-existent. That being said, be smart about it. I wouldn't throw up a, hey, come check out this private server on the WoW forums. Support my channel, subscribe if you haven't already. The more subscribers I get, the more pull this channel gets. And lastly, give me your input. Do you like the way the game is right now? Do you hate it? Why do you feel that way? I read and respond to as many comments as I can, so input both positive and critical is useful. But most importantly, don't give up. You have a voice, and that voice is growing louder. Thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate it. And as always, take it easy. Alpha out.